This $499 drone should scare DJI because it costs a lot less, has a similar sensor, still records 4K at up to 100 frames per second with 10-bit color, 360-degree obstacle avoidance, and nobody's talking about it. Intrigued? Well, this is the Skyrover X1, and I've been using this drone for several months now. Skyrover is also sponsoring this video, and whenever they reached out, I said, absolutely yes, because if you haven't been paying attention to the drone market in America lately, it's kind of getting harder to get a DJI drone these days due to a bunch of government restrictions. But Skyrover drones are still available, and in my opinion, they're offering a very compelling and competitive drone alternative to DJI for an even better price. The first time that I flew the X1, I was really impressed by the image quality from such a small drone. It's summer here in Texas, and all of the trees have their leaves and are very colorful right now, and the drone was really able to capture that color. It looked great. To be clear, the image quality is not going to be at the level of something like a Mavic 4 Pro or something like that. But considering the price and size, the X1's 1/1.32 inch sensor gives you some great looking footage, especially when you film in the new SR log picture profile. This profile was recently added in a firmware update and gives you a lot more flexibility when color grading, as well as expanding the dynamic range of the 10-bit image while keeping the image from looking over sharpened, which can really happen with other small camera drones. In short, I would always recommend filming in SR log. And as a bonus, Skyrover has a set of LUTs you can download from their site completely for free that are specifically made to convert this log footage to Rec 709 to help save you time when color grading. Considering the $499 price, if you are a beginner wedding filmmaker looking for a budget drone, this is a really solid option. In my opinion, it is much higher quality than the DJI Mini 4K and on par with the DJI Mini 4 Pro, but for a much more affordable price. Let's talk low light performance as well. The Skyrover X1 has a feature called AI Night Mode, which is capable of removing noise from low light images while still keeping them sharp, and I have to say, it makes twilight shots look far better than you would normally get with a drone of this size. I took the X1 out at sunrise and was pleasantly surprised by how good the colors looked, even though it wasn't very bright outside. Everything was still sharp and, most importantly, usable. If you are filming a wedding and you want to get sunset shots of the couple, you'll be able to do that with this drone, which is great. Last, but definitely not least for cool camera features, the X1's gimbal can also rotate vertically, giving you a very high resolution, true 4K vertical video. No need for you to crop in a horizontal video in post and lose pixels. Look, more and more clients and wedding couples these days want vertical video for TikToks and Instagram Reels, and while I still love horizontal, clients oftentimes want vertical edits, and the X1 filming in vertical makes it much easier to capture these moments. And most importantly, because of the smaller sensor size of this drone, it being able to rotate vertically means you're really going to be able to capture all of the pixels to keep your footage sharp, which is a great thing. You can bring this drone to a wedding, it'll easily fit into one of the dividers in your camera bag, and the controller can fit in another. You can film some horizontal and vertical establishing shots with the X1, film the couple during golden hour, and lastly, I would wrap it all up with an exit shot of the couple's car driving off. Your couples will love the footage, and you will love how easy it was to capture. Now, we need to talk about a new accessory that Skyrover just released, a new controller with a built-in screen. This will bump up the price of the overall drone package, but once you switch to a controller with a screen and you don't have to keep plugging in your phone to use that, you won't ever want to go back. I've lost track of the amount of times that I've accidentally gotten a phone call while I was using my phone and it messed up my drone app, so trust me, a built-in screen is the way to go. Back to the X1 features now. Another thing that I was very surprised to see on a drone of this size and price was 360-degree obstacle avoidance. I was flying at the park, navigating through some trees, and I was very pleasantly surprised to see how well the drone was capable of detecting tree branches and other obstacles and avoiding hitting them. The downward obstacle avoidance sensors are great too, because where are you most likely to crash your drone? Whenever you are taking off or landing. So those downward sensors are extremely useful. The app will show you warning lines if you're starting to get close to an object, and those lines will turn red if you get too close, meaning you can fly really precisely through very tight spots without worrying that you're going to hit something. I still remember crashing my Phantom 4 Pro onto a frozen lake in Iceland before a destination wedding when I wasn't paying attention. Don't make my mistake, okay? Keep your obstacle avoidance cameras turned on, and you're going to be extremely happy with how safe and easy this drone is to fly. Speaking of easy, just like many larger drones, the X1 also has a very useful tracking mode that makes following people or other moving objects very easy. All you have to do is just tap on what you want to follow, and the drone will automatically keep it in frame as you focus on flying smoothly. Want to film a wedding ceremony couple driving off after their ceremony in their car? You can track it easily with this drone. Plus, there are also hyperlapse mode, dolly zooms, dronies. Throw in a smart return to home feature that will use the drone's obstacle avoidance cameras to return to its original landing spot without crashing if it loses signal. And I have to say, I was genuinely surprised to see that a budget-friendly drone like this has these kinds of smart features. And even more importantly, these features all seem to work. I've used cheaper budget drones from Amazon, and those really feel like toys that happen to have a camera. The Sky Rover drone is budget, but feels like an actual filmmaking tool. The phone app and controller work without bugs. The signal transmission is very solid without issue, even hundreds or thousands of feet away. Everything is responsive. It feels like a very usable tool and not just a gimmick or a waste of money. This drone is so easy to use. And like I said, while the quality isn't going to hit the peaks of higher end drones today, the price more than makes up for that. And if you want a convenient drone that you can throw in a tiny pocket in your bag of gear and actually use it at a wedding or while traveling, I think the Sky Rover X1 is a great choice. Plus, unlike DJI, Sky Rover offers US-based tech support. If something goes wrong and you have an issue or crash the drone, they will get back to you fast, and they offer a drone care plan too. Let me put it this way. A DJI Mini 4 Pro at the time of making this video is about $760. The Sky Rover X1 is $260 cheaper at $500. For that price, you are getting an incredibly similar sensor, 4K up to 100 FPS, 10-bit color, SR log video, 360-degree obstacle avoidance, tracking, basically the same features as DJI, but for a dramatically cheaper cost. If I was DJI, I would be scared. And if I was you, the Sky Rover X1 is the drone that I would buy. If you want to check out the Sky Rover X1 for yourself, I'll link to where you can find it for the absolute best price down in the video description. They ship from a US warehouse, so they're going to come fast, or you can run down to Best Buy if you want to see and buy one in store. That's where I got this one. Personally, I would recommend the combo because it comes with 3 batteries and a charging hub. And if you want to get fancy, they also sell ND filters, which I will link to in the description as well. While you are down there, I will also link to my edit videos like a pro guide in the video description. This guide is going to show you some most important things and rules that I follow that took me years to learn as a video editor. And these rules are going to apply to you regardless of whether you're using Premiere Pro, Resolve, or Final Cut. Like I said, it's completely free, and I will link to it down in the video description. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.